Alright, now I'd like to go over the new scanner attachment for the visor. Find this in your multi-tool. The survey device analysis visor upgrade is what we're looking for. What this does is whenever you open up your scanner, see at the bottom there's a little prompt. Push D-pad right to activate survey mode. This will bring this up, and this is something that confused me a little bit and still gives some people a lot of trouble. You'll notice the icons down at the bottom. One's for gas deposits, the pickaxe is mineral deposits, and then the lightning bolt is a power deposit, like geothermal. You don't get to choose what you're looking for. These hotspots are just randomly located all over the planet, and they are a significant distance apart. As you can see, this is my mineral deposit I found earlier, and it's 460 units away from here, which is quite a ways. So it's not a bad idea to find a power source if that's how you're going to power your base before you start building. But for right now, we're going to follow the icons around our crosshair. As you can see, it'll tell you that we need to go to the right. When you get flashing icons on both sides, you just need to head forward. And we're still 167 units away, so we're going to jog a little bit. Maybe take a super leap. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Getting closer, but we're a little off. Okay, now we're back on track. We're getting warmer. Now, as I walk towards this, it'll start to analyze it. Alright, so we've discovered an oxygen deposit. So now what we need to do is bring up the construction menu. We are going to go ahead and put a base computer here. Open it up. Now that we've got our base computer set up, we're able to build here. And we've got our gas cloud right here. And what you're going to want to do is you want to go to Tech, go to Power and Industry, and under Industrial you will find the gas extractor. Put him down. These do require power, so we're in creative mode just to show you a couple things here. So we're going to put down just a biofuel reactor. We're going to wire it up to this harvester, and then we are going to fuel it up. And for an hour it's going to be harvesting oxygen. Now these are really expensive to build, so the first thing that you're probably going to do when you build your base is start with biofuel or solar power. I'm going to tell you right now, biofuel is not worth it. The amount of materials it costs to run it for a very short time are quite frankly ridiculous. So you're going to want to just stick it out, start with solar panels, and here in just a second I will show you how to save a little time, let the solar panels charge up your batteries, and have power when you need it and not be at the mercy of daylight. Okay, now we're going to work on our solar power building. I just like to take one of the round prefabs, stack it too high, put some windows around the top. There's a door on the bottom to walk in. And a ladder to get to the top. I like to use the prefabs because they have set spaces for these generators to go, and it keeps it neat and tidy. So we're going to go to Industry and Power, and we're going to put in some solar panels, and you can line this entire thing with solar panels. And you can start with a few if you need to. They are a little pricey as far as materials, but gold's easy to come by if you mine asteroids, and chromatic metal's not nearly as hard to get as it used to be. Ladders, still a pain in the butt. Alright, now that I've got all of my solar panels up here, we need to wire them together. You don't have to wire them together like this. I like it because it makes it much easier for me to keep track of whether or not we're all connected to the power grid. If I want to add something later, I don't have to worry about where I need to position it to be close to a power source. Alright, so that's the power. But you'll notice if you've built one of these, it doesn't last long. And it's only during daylight hours. So what we need is storage. Second part of this building I use as one giant battery. Wire these up the same way. Okay, I'm wired all the way around. Maybe I'm not. Oh, I should have deleted this ladder. The only downfall to building in prefabs is that there's not a lot of space, and you seem to get sucked into that ladder whether you're ready to go up the ladder or not. I was hoping by Beyond they'd have ladders fixed, but they're still problematical. Now in the back of these batteries and in the back of the solar power generators, there is another outlet. So you're going to want to do that. And you can either climb up the ladder or make sure that you're in the right spot, or you can just kind of wing it. As you can see, it's going straight up. I know it's connecting to the solar panels above it. So now we're wired up, and when the sun comes out, as you can see, this battery's storing power, and since they're all linked together, all the power should be distributed to all these batteries. So all we're doing now is powering the batteries. So what we need to think about is a way to not waste this power. So we're going to do something our mom used to yell at us for all the time. We're going to turn off the light switch. Now you can, if you attach this directly to the outlet on the outside, it's going to just power this building and anything attached to it all the time, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is we are going to go outside and we're going to put in a switch. There's fancier switches you can use. I'm not concerned with fancy really, just as long as it works. I'm going to attach a wire and I'm going to bring it up here and not attach it directly to anything, just leave it out here so that I can attach something to it later. Bring another one down here, and then from there to the building itself. Now we don't have any power yet. We've got to go back upstairs and hook these solar panels up to our switch. You can see the end of my conduit right there. And I want to hook that up to any of these ports here. Now as you can see, we just got power. The whole building's lit up, and once the sun goes down, it'll start draining those batteries. My suggestion is, when you're not doing anything that requires power, turn it off. Now those solar panels are still going to draw power and store it in these batteries, so even if it's nighttime, the next time that you need to do something, you've got plenty of power in those batteries. Your base set doesn't have to be powered while you're gone. If you need to put in something interesting like oh heck, how about a teleport module? You can just wire this right up to the building, and then when you need it, you can turn on the power, turn it off when you're not using it. If I leave this alone through a couple of daylight cycles, these batteries will be stuffed full of power, and I won't have to worry about anything for quite some time. See, it'll take 12 minutes to fully charge all these batteries, and there's lots of them. So power's not as big of an issue as people make it out to be. I think they just don't really think about turning things off when they're not using them. Since this is just the building that produces power, if you want, you can get rid of all of this. The doors, you don't need access to it. It's just a building that produces power, and you can plug into it like it's just one big giant battery. There's still plenty of things to go over in the new Beyond update. Some of them are really exciting, some of them still a little buggy, but we'll go over most of those next time. Thanks for watching.